Good afternoon, students. Today we will be starting with the second experiment, that is a study of the synchro transmitter receiver pair. Right. So the synchro transmitter receiver pair, it consists of the stator coil, three-phase stator coil, and a single-phase rotor coil. Based on the voltage that is applied to the rotor coil, the voltage is induced in each of these stator coils due to the property of the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Right. So based on these stator voltages, right, if the one more coil is connected in parallel to this, then whatever voltage is induced in this stator coil, that will be transmitted to the other three-phase stator coil. So that is how the transmission takes place between one synchro pair and the another synchro pair. Okay, it's called as the synchro transmitter receiver pair. Fine. So this is the basic circuit, right, what we have here with the three-phase stator coil and a single-phase rotor coil. So with this basic background, next we will see the front panel of the synchro transmitter receiver pair. So the front panel of the synchro transmitter pair, here there are two sections, one is transmitter section, another one is the receiver section. Right. So this is the position indicating the rotor position in angle, right, position of the rotor. So based on the position of the rotor with respect to the stator, the voltage will be induced in the stator coils. Right. So here similarly on the receiving end we have the stator and the rotor, right, for the receiving end. Then here this is the rotor terminals between R1 R2. Here also we have the rotor terminals R1 R2 at the receiving end. Then we have the terminals of the stator coils S1, S2 and S3. Right. If you want to check the voltage between S1, S2, S2, S3, S3, S1, then we have to connect the patch cords from each one of these between these two terminals to measure the voltage between S1, S2 or between S2, S3 and between S3 and S1. Fine. So this is how the front panel of the synchro transmitter pair is. So the first part of this experiment is to study the synchro transmitter and to draw graph of stator voltage versus rotor position. So now let us look into how to conduct the experiment and to how to take the readings. Right. Initially I have maintained at 0 position, rotor position is 0. Right. When rotor position is 0, what will be the voltages between S1, S2, right? So I have connected the voltmeter between S1 and S2 here, right? So how much is the voltage? It is 96, right? So for the angle of 0 degrees, for rotor position 0 degrees, so we have columns here, rotor position theta, right? This is one column. So this, when it is 0 degrees, what will be S1, S2, voltage S1, S2, S2, S3 and S3, S1. Fine. So voltage between S1 and S2 is 96, right? So 96 here. Similarly, let us check what is the voltage between S2 to S3. So now I will connect between S2 to S3 here for the same angle. So it is 101. I have connected between S2 to S3. So it is 101. Right. Next, similarly, find between S3 to S1. S3 to S1. So this is S3. Right. Then connect one of the patch cords to S1 terminal. So it is between S1 to S3 or S3 to S1. So how much it is? 5. It is 5. Next, change the angle at an every increment of 30 degrees. Right. So we can change at any angle, but we will normally prefer changing the angle for an every incremental angle of 30 degrees. So when we change it for an every incremental angle of 30 degrees, let us check what will be the different voltages. So now I am bearing here. So you can see the dial is exactly at 30 degrees. Right. So it is at 30 degrees. So for 30 degree, the voltage between, now it is between S3 to S1. So S3 to S1 is how much? 59. Fine. Now connect between S2 to S3. S2 to S3 is how much? 116, 115. Right. Then between S1 to S2. S1 to S2. S1, then S2. So it is 55. It is 55. This is for an angle rotor position of 30 degrees. Similarly at 60 degrees, find out the voltages S1, S2, S2, S3 and S3, S1. I hope you all are understanding, students, here. Yes. So next let us take between S1 to S2. S1 S2 for angle of 60 degrees. I will rotate it. So I brought it to 60 degrees here, 60. Okay. So when it is at 60 degrees, how much is the voltage? Now it is between S1 to S2. So S1 to S2 is 2. Then I will change it between S1 to S3. S1 to S3 is 99. Anyhow you can take it. Then between S2 to S3. S2 to S3. It is 102. 102. Fine. Next I will rotate to an incremental angle of 30 degrees. Then I will make it 90. 60 plus 30, 90 degrees. Now it is at position S2, S3. So it is how much for 90 degrees? It is 66. 66. Okay. Then next take between S1 and S3. S1 and S3 is how much? 116. S1 to S1 to S3 is 116. Then if I make it between S2 to S3, it is 66. Correct? S2 to S3 is 66. S1 to S3 we have taken. Then next between S1 to S2. S1 to S2. It is 49. 49. Right? So like this we have to take the further readings till we reach 360 degrees. For every incremental angle of 30 degrees of the rotor, you have to go on noting down S1, S2, 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 S3 and S3, S1. Finally we get the graph, right? So this is how the graph looks like in the graph sheet. So the various voltages between S1, S2, S2, S3 and S3, S1, they appear like this. So each will be differing by an angle of 120 degrees, right? Because the coils are placed in such a way that the position of the coils are in such a way that they are displaced by an angle of 120 degrees. The voltages are displaced by an angle of 120 degrees, correct? So because there are 3 coils, so 360 divided by 2, 3, that gives an angle of 120 degrees. So the voltage between each of the coils S1, S2 or S2, S3 or S3, S1 is 120 degrees. So that's how we are getting these waveforms. Fine. So once we plot the graph of the angle theta versus stator voltages, that is S1, S2, S2, S3 and S3, S1, this is how the nature of graph looks like. Fine, students. So this is the first part of the experiment. Next, in the next part we will see the second part of this synchro transmitter receiver pair. Welcome back, students. Let us go into the details of the second part of the study of synchro transmitter receiver pair. As you can see here, this is our second part circuit diagram. There is a synchro transmitter receiver pair. This is one set of synchro pair and this is another set of synchro pair, right? So this is the transmitting end, this is the receiving end. So based on the position of the rotor with respect to the stator coils, voltage is induced in these stator coils. So as these coils are connected in parallel, whatever voltage is induced here, that will be transmitted from the transmitting end to the receiving end, right? And based on the voltages that is induced in these stator coils, the rotor changes to a certain angle, right? So it is converting from mechanical to electrical, then from electrical to back to mechanical. So this is the study of synchro transmitter receiver pair. Okay, circuit diagram of the synchro transmitter receiver pair. Now let us go into the details of the front panel, its conduction and how to take the readings. Now initially what I have done, the connections here. So I have connected from S1 to S1 coil. I am connecting in parallel between transmitter to receiver. S2 to S2 I have shorted, S3 to S3 dash I have shorted. Okay, just I am shorting the coils here, stator coils, S1 to S1 dash, S2 to S2 dash, S3 to S3 dash between the transmitter and the receiver. Then I will turn on the transmitter and the receiver. So before turning on the receiver, just you can place your fingers over the dial here, so that suddenly it does not jerk. Otherwise what will happen? Due to some residual voltage, there may be sudden jerk of this dial. So to avoid that, or to see that the dial is maintaining at its zero position, null position, just place your fingers over this dial. So now I am turning on the receiver. So it is anyhow in zero position, no, doesn't matter. So the receiver is also in zero position. Okay. So next I will rotate this by some angle. Let us say I am rotating by an angle of 10 degrees. You can see here on the receiver side also it has rotated by the same angle as that of the transmitter. Next I will rotate by another 10 degrees, 20 degrees at the transmitter side. So rotor is rotated at 20 degrees at the transmitter side. So the rotor side, on the receiver side also the rotor rotates by the same angle, that is 20 degrees. If I rotate it to 90 degrees, next 90, okay, so the receiver side rotor has also rotated to the same angle of 90 degrees. So what it indicates here, this is nothing but the synchro transmitter receiver pair. Whatever is the position of the rotor, angular position of the rotor, the same will be transmitted from the synchro transmitter pair to the synchro transmitter pair to the receiving end, that is to the rotor of the receiving end. Right? So this is the basic principle of working of the synchro transmitter receiver pair. Next, if I plot the graph of the angle of the receiver versus transmitter, so this is theta r, theta t, this is receiving end, receiver, then this is the transmission end, transmitter end. If I plot the graph between the two, then I will get a linear curve, because whatever is the transmitter angle, the same will be the receiver angle, right? So it is linearly varying, both are linearly varying. That is, the rotor angle of the receiver is linearly varying with respect to the rotor angle of the transmitter. So this is the nature of graph of the second part of the synchro transmitter receiver pair experiment, right? Hope everybody have understood, students. If there are any queries in this experiment, send your queries to us. Let us know about your questions or queries so that we'll be able to answer to your queries. Thank you.